Hi there, this is the thing about ASML. Right now, the market cap is about 267 billion euros. Price 677 euros. And the important thing about this company is whether you can make money. If this investment can deliver you over 2x in the next 5 to 10 years. And the answer, if ASML is a great investment, is in this box. So during this video, I open the box and you will find the answer. And to understand this company, whether can they deliver you high returns in the future, you have to look at what they do, their revenue, how they make money, their opportunities, and the risks. If you look at the revenue over the years, the last 3 years, it has increased from 21 billion to over 28 billion in 2024. And for 2025, it is expected to deliver between 30 and 45 billion euros. Now, if you look at their earnings, they are quite nice. They have high margins. On 21 billion, they are able to make 5 billion, 5.6 billion for 2022. And 2028, on 28 billion, over 7.5 billion. And for 2025, of course, they will continue to keep their margins, high margins. They might deliver about 9 billion in earnings. That's quite nice. Now, they also offer some guidance to 2030 based on their expectations that they will deliver in revenue between 44 and 60 billion euros. So, business is expected to increase more in the future. And if they maintain their margins, high margins, for sure, they are likely to maintain because I don't see other major competitors for ASML. They might deliver 15 billion in earnings. If this happens, we will have an increase from 9 billion euros to over 15 billion. And of course, from this money, the stock price will go up because they report those high earnings. But from this money, year by 2030, they will give you some dividends and buybacks. They will continue to buy back their own shares. And especially if they buy at low prices, right now it's a good price, your return will get higher and higher. Now, it's important to understand what they do, because if you don't understand the business, you might lose. If something bad happens, you might panic, sell the stock, and if you don't understand it, lose money. So you have to understand that 77% of the revenue comes from system sales. They sell lithography systems to TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductors, Samsung, and Intel, and of course other small companies. So, if something bad happens with their customers, you will know that ASML will be affected. Just keep in mind that. Then 23% of the revenue comes from maintenance. It's like they sell those systems, but they also offer maintenance, services, upgrades, software support, hardware. And this is another important thing. 23% of the revenue. Because their system requires a lot of expertise. And not many companies can afford that. So ASML is well protected here, especially with their systems. Now, you have to understand that the semiconductor industry here is expected to reach 1 trillion in revenue by 2030. And the company's expectations are that they can grab about between 44 and 60 billion from this market size. Now, if they start developing other systems, then you may have more opportunities here. They haven't said anything about that, but you never know what ASML can do in the future. Never know. And from this level, if they deliver 15 billion in earnings by 2030, from this level, the market cap can go to over 450 billion. And at the current price, also you get some dividends, buybacks, you might have a return about 7% a year. Of course, if we also have a bull market, this return can be even higher than 7%. Especially if we have low interest rates, your return may be higher than 7%, 10%, even more than that. So it also depends on the market, the economy, let's say. Now, if you look at ASML, yes, they have a moat. Not everybody can develop those systems, right? They have a moat. China, for sure, won't be able to compete with them because of government, regulations, law, restrictions. And of course, also, their sales are restricted in some regions, especially in China, and who knows, maybe other countries from Asia, Southeast Asia. Now, the good part is they are protected in the Western countries, the US, North America, better said, Europe. And to look at the risk, what might go wrong with this company, the only risk I see for the moment is that you might see a new entrant from the US. I mean, a new company that can develop those lithography systems. I mean, to make better lithography systems. So only from the US, a new entrants come to affect ASML. But over the next 5 years, I'm not sure if that can happen. So ASML is likely to protect their moat. It's hard to develop those systems. Not easy. Over a longer period, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, yes, we might see other companies that start developing their own lithography systems and compete directly with ASML. But till then, you can still enjoy those high margins, earnings, dividends, and buybacks. Now, a recession for sure will affect them, the entire economy, the entire world. But over the long term, they are likely to grow more. Now, to answer the question whether ASML is a great investment, let's open the box, right? And here is the thing. Yes, ASML is a great investment. But it also depends on the return you want. Because right now, the current price, you might get, as I said, a return around 7 or 10% a year over the next years by 2040. If you want more than this, and let's be conservative, about 7%, especially if they deliver 15 billion, you have this return. If they deliver more, your return may be higher. Now, if you are pleased with this return, you can go ahead and invest in ASML. Now, if you want better investment ideas with a higher return, also profitable business that can grow more in the future, then you can join my portfolio. Go to my profile and press join. And there you can see every transaction I do and have access to great investment ideas that deliver you high returns. So if you want to make more money, go to my profile and press join. And if you have other questions about ASML, please let me know in the comments.